Warning, 30 Screams or Less may contain spoilers about movies that have recently been released. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, come back, and enjoy the show. Or, if you don't want to waste your time watching the movie and rather have two random horror dudes watch it for you, we got you covered as well. Welcome everyone to 30 Screams or Less, a horror movie podcast where we review horror movies in 30 minutes or less. Today's movie we're going to be reviewing is called Night Swim. It's directed by Bryce McGuire, written by Bryce McGuire and Rod Blackhurst, starring Wyatt Russell as Ray Waller, Kerry Condon as Eve Waller, and Amélie Hoeferle as Izzy Waller. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Doesn't matter.
Hoeferle. We'll go with that, I guess. Emily. It's Emily. Anyways, the plot of this movie is a family moves into a new home unaware that a dark secret from the house's past will unleash a malevolent force in the backyard pool.
Sounds so dumb.
It's okay. I didn't even get into my whole little spiel there because it's just so fucking silly.
You can't even say it with a straight face.
I can't say it with a fucking straight face. But before we get into it, Corey, last night I was looking in the mirror and you know what? My beard was looking gnarly. And I said to myself, I can't look like this. I got to do something. So I decided to break out Beard Octane's beard wash and conditioner along with their beard oil. And dude, my beard looked amazing. I'm glad you turned me on to Beard Octane.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I've been using their products for years and I can vouch for them. And whether you're pounding IPAs or chopping wood, you got to look your best. Visit beardoctane.com and use the code 30screams10 at checkout for a 10% discount. It helps us. And like I said, the products are absolutely incredible. They're local too. They're based out of Connecticut. So help them out and support small businesses. We're not just slinging beard grooming supplies. We've been using them for a while.
Yeah, we have. With that said, 30 Screams or Less starts now. Corey, what did you think of Night Swim?
I think Bryce McGuire needs to go on that people that need to be thrown in jail list. This one had such a great trailer and it hooked me. I really wanted to watch this movie when I saw that trailer. I thought, damn, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Holy shit, the trailer was so misleading and this movie was so fucking boring. It took about an hour for anything to actually happen. It was what, like an hour and a half?
It was an hour and a half movie. It took like fucking an hour for anything to really go on.
And even then, you've got like an extra 30 minutes there and just some silly shit happens.
Oh my God. It got really, really silly as soon as the mother decided to be like a detective going to see the mother that used to live at the house.
She just triggers her inner Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, basically she just becomes this private eye. It's the most generic scene that you see in so many damn horror movies. Morrow, for instance, where the therapist, she went and started doing investigating on her own. You've seen it hundreds of times in these movies. That's exactly what the mother did in this, and then tracked down the old owners. And that particular point is where the movie got absolutely batshit stupid. I saw that and I do you know when you get like secondhand embarrassment?
Oh yeah.
I put my face in my hands and I was
You just shook your head?
I just shook my head like, oh God, no. Oh no. Oh no.
You sent me a screenshot of your TV of that lady with the fucking black shit coming out of her eyes.
Oh my God, dude, I sound clear as fucking anything I'm sure right now, but I have my hands over my face at the moment because of how embarrassed I am of this fucking scene and how it proceeded afterwards.
I love how we're talking about the end of the movie. We haven't even talked about the middle or the beginning.
We haven't even dove in, really. We're just
diving. We're talking about pools
diving.
in this movie.
But nice. So, all right. Well, you already have an idea of where we're going with this. So we're going to start from the beginning. We'll work our way, and then we'll continue the absolute trashing of point B to point fucking D in this movie. So it starts off, little girl sees a fucking boat in the pool, like one of those little motorized boat things, and she's saying to her brother, I'll go get it for you. And her brother's I think, terminally ill because he's laying in one of those like at-home hospital beds. He's hooked up to something. So she goes out, tries to get the boat, falls in. Then the lights flicker in the pool. She's like going down to get the boat underwater. It pops up, sees shit. Or actually, no, wait. She's underwater. She sees her mom above the water. So she goes up and the mother's not there. So now we're talking about maybe ghosts or something like that. I don't know. And then
I was like, at this point, I'm like, I know what's about. This movie is going to be so fucking silly because this kid is outside at like midnight trying to get a toy boat out of a pool.
Yeah.
Like, kids are stupid.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Yeah. Don't worry about the boat. Also, parents, lock the fucking doors. Don't just let your kid, like, just walk right on out. Also, isn't it a law at this point that there needs to be gates around pools? I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
I have no clue.
No?
It sounds like it might be a thing, but I'm not sure.
I've been watching too much Suits. By the way, you can stop at season 7.
Oh, really? Did it spiral out of control?
No. It's spoiler alert. Season 7, Mike and what's her name? Like his wife, or fiance. They both leave the show, and then it carries on with Harvey and a few new characters.
You know what I never knew? I found out when I started watching the show that Meghan Markle is in that.
Yep.
Well, she's basically royalty now.
Actually, I think they not turned down royalty, but just want nothing to do with the family.
No, I mean she's in the royal family.
Technically, yes. She's married to the brother, who's not a prince. Like, the only way he's going to be a prince is if, like, he kills his brother or something like that, some Game of Thrones shit.
Are we talking about a movie or real life?
Real life.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so
then,
she's got to kill her brother?
No, he has to, or something. Because there's a chain of command when it comes to those, like princes and kings and whatever. So there's Prince William and his wife. But if they cease to be, next in line after that is the brother and Meghan Markle. So that's, I believe, how it works. So they would need to die for them to really be royalty. They're part of the royal family, but I think they both kind of went on and did their own thing as opposed to relying on the family.
Right, because of all that corrupt shit that goes on. They want to be a part of it.
Yeah, or all the nipple twisting or whatever. Who knows?
Okay.
I just pulled that from Wedding Singer.
Nipple twisting. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the whole deal with the royal family. I don't know about the nipple twisting. I probably just upset a whole continent. My bad. Not a country, a continent, like Europe. I don't know. I probably pissed off a bunch of people doing that. Sorry.
It's fine.
They're not nipple twisters. I'm just saying they want nothing to do with the family, and there's probably a good reason for it.
Yeah, I'm sure. They're dirty.
Yeah, they're dirty, maybe negative,
Princess Diana
super
killed.
toxic. Yeah, exactly. They had Princess Diana killed. They're shady. So this brother clearly knew what's up. So Meghan Markle, technically royalty. Good for her. She married up. I mean, Mike was good and all in the show, but, she married someone who was borderline a prince.
So did she, like, I'm not that far yet, so you just ruined the whole show for me. Thanks, Steve.
Welcome. You're never going to get there. You're stuck.
No, never.
You love
so
your
is she in the
spoilers
whole
anyways.
show, or is she the one that left? Like, did they eventually get engaged, or what?
Well, I might as well give it away then, because now you're asking.
Yeah, did Mike and what's-her-face get engaged?
They got engaged and then married.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. So they got married. Harvey was best man. Donna was maid of honor. And then they moved. And they're gone from the show.
Okay. I figured eventually it was going to happen because, like, there's a ton of tension in the first season between the two of them. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what happened eventually. So.
All right, let's get back to this piece of shit movie.
Yeah, well, okay. We fucking went way off in the ether.
Yeah, this has been like 20 minutes of talking about Suits.
Which is funny because I didn't even put on the Google timer anyways.
That's fine.
So, all right, the little girl, she pops up from the water, thought her mom was there, and then she starts getting, like, sucked down, and she's struggling for her life. You see background shit happening, which I thought was cool. I see that, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's sick. I love that stuff. Because, I don't know, man, these people looked really weird. They had, like, these completely white eyes, and they were ghosts or something. So, what I'm immediately thinking about this movie, I'm thinking this movie was maybe Indian burial ground, and the pool is a part of that, and now the land is cursed or whatever. That's immediately what I'm thinking. That's where my brain is going. So I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, maybe I have this in the bag. We'll see.
I really tried to, like, not figure that shit out because I had read comments about this movie that people had figured out what was happening, like, in the beginning of it.
How the fuck they figure that out?
I don't know. I honestly have no clue. Critics are weird. The internet's weird.
Good for them to figure that out, because I would have never guessed that. But also, there's so many fucking plot holes regarding how this even makes sense. So we might as well, actually, no, we won't get into it just yet, because we have to set the tone and explain everything that's happening. So that whole thing happens. The little girl goes missing, basically sucked into the pool, disappears. That's what happens. So next we actually meet the Waller family. Like, these are your main characters. Your father, there's a brother and sister, and then there's the wife. There's a family of 4. So they're driving around. They're trying to find a new place to live. The father has like this bad migraine at the beginning, and we find out that he was a baseball player. So I'm already thinking, okay, maybe he had to retire. If he's got a migraine like that, maybe he got hit by a pitch. Because you see some of those baseball players, man, they get hit by these pitches and they're fucking annihilated.
So 2 things here. I completely forgot that Wyatt Russell was in this movie, and I was super pumped when I saw him for the first time.
Yeah.
And then they kind of start digging into his past, and then I saw that I know you don't really pay attention to sports, but he played for the Milwaukee Brewers. That fucking sucks. Imagine playing for the Brewers. And then his wife is talking shit about him. She's like, she was sick of moving around because he got traded so much.
Oh, sick burn. How's that 3rd-degree burn you got there?
And then he ends up on the Brewers and didn't they say it was MS or something eventually?
Yeah, they did. It was MS.
MS, yeah, okay. But that's another thing. Like, he has MS. For most people, MS is very debilitating.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't seem to suffer from any of that stuff.
No, it might have been in the early stages. Who knows? But it's obviously bad enough to the point where he needed a cane. So,
well, he needed a cane, but like, one of the main reasons they decided to move into this house was because it had a pool and he could do his water therapy.
Yeah, exactly. Because they were initially looking at another place that was borderline like an old folks home, with your around-the-clock service, and there's a hospital really close by, and everything looks like it's very medical as opposed to a home. So they were kind of looking into places for him that would make his life easier.
But I'm like, I kind of get the vibe that, because later in the movie, they go to his doctor or his appointments to check up, and the doctor's like, holy shit, you're like better, basically. Like, you're not suffering from, these MS side effects anymore. Like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, you bought a house with a pool, so I'm doing all this like water therapy stuff. So I kind of thought that maybe the pool or the house or something had healing effects or something like that,
Yeah, which definitely makes sense, because when they first got it and they're cleaning out the pool, he dug his hand into the hole.
That reminded me of sticking your hand in a garbage disposal.
Oh, God. Like, I've done it before, and it's always been a fear of mine that, like, it would fucking get turned on somehow, and then my fingers go yeet into the fucking ether.
Yeah, so the whole pool thing, like, my aunt had a pool growing up, and it reminded me of that, because I would go into the filters because, like, frogs or snakes would get stuck in them.
Okay.
And you'd pull them out because you clean it out or whatever, but it brought me back to that. And
so you're just pulling snakes out of traps?
They're not even traps, just the filters. They get stuck in there because they're dumb.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess they are. Yeah, so he jams his arm down this thing, and part of me was like, oh, please turn this thing into like a blender, and it's just like this fucking serial killer pool, because now we're talking a horror comedy. If this pool is just eating people and fucking turning into blenders and, I don't know, maybe acid water or something stupid, right?
I think you might have just manifested something. You got to hire a lawyer to copyright that, because that shit's going to become a movie now if it already isn't.
Please.
A serial killer pool.
Oh, fuck yeah. There was already a serial killer, like, tire, right?
That's like Sharknado shit, dude. Oh, what was it called? Something rubber, right?
Rubber, yeah.
Was it rubber?
Yeah. And then there's like another one where it's a couch. A couch is like a serial killer and just kills people. I haven't seen it, but I know like the whole kind of deal with it. So
what was that movie that Casares was telling us about that his buddy's making?
Oh, fuck. What is that?
Killer Cox.
Oh, that's right. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I love random shit is just killing people. It's great.
It's fantastic.
Well, I mean,
all these inanimate objects. Yeah. So there was a movie that I watched once, and holy shit, Corey, probably the dumbest movie I've ever seen. Or
dumber than this?
Yeah, I'd say dumber than this, because this at least had a production behind it. Mm-hmm. And the father, Wyatt Russell, he's been in some great stuff.
Yeah. I was just watching him in Monarch.
Yeah, and he was also in like an awesome episode of Black Mirror. He was in 22 Jump Street, which I fucking love that movie. I love 21 and 22. I don't care.
Yeah. No, they were great. Channing Tatum and what's his face? What is his name?
Oh my God! Wow.
Jonah Hill.
There it is.
Yeah, they were great. Those are great movies.
Those two fucking dynamic duo right there. They just feed so well off each other.
He was an Overlord.
Yep.
I loved Overlord.
Was good. Yeah, that was a good one. So he's been in some great stuff. And when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, I know him. He's been in some good things. So I'm thinking, maybe he would help save this movie a little bit. No.
He took the paycheck.
Yeah, this is a clear paycheck movie. Like, he had, like, taxes to pay, probably, and he's like, fuck, all right, I have to do this dumb movie, and I'll just pay that off of the year, and we're good.
Yeah, the girl that played the wife kind of looks familiar, too.
Yeah, I can't place her. I haven't really dove into her.
She was in a lot of Avengers stuff. Better Call Saul.
Oh, all right.
Oh, okay. She's been in a lot of stuff. I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah,
Bad Samaritan.
Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't really dove into her career. I mean, like I said, I know some stuff of Wyatt Russell. He is definitely way more dad-looking in this than his normal roles. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, and they went as far as to give him a cane.
Yep. So he was very.
So how did that? So when he fell in the pool at one point, how was his cane floating? Don't you think that would sink?
I would hope so. Otherwise, that's a piece of shit cane. It's probably plastic.
They were like, they pull him out of the pool and they were like, "Don't forget your cane," and it's just floating on the top.
Yep. I would hope, like, if I have a cane, that thing would sink to the bottom. That tells me that it's actually sturdy.
Well, Steve, you're gonna have a cane soon. We can test the theory.
Fuck you. I am infinite.
Infinite. Okay. All right, Thanos.
Yeah. No, everyone says I'm like from the dawn of time because of how fucking old I am. I don't know. People fuck with me. They call me dad.
I know. Joanne, when I asked you for what you were having for dinner tonight, Joanne's word for word, she was like, ask Dad what he's having for dinner. And you were like, Kraft mac and cheese?
I didn't want to make anything big, so I fucking made Kraft mac and cheese.
Nothing wrong with that. I was craving it earlier today because we were talking earlier. I was home today and I almost made that for lunch, but I didn't.
Tonight was the 3 cheese mac and cheese.
3 cheese mac and cheese. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's good. I like that and I like the white cheddar.
So that's not the blue box, right?
It is the blue box.
I've never seen 3 cheese.
Oh, yeah. Just you could probably find it at Target or whatever.
Target. Okay. Yeah. That's where I go to buy my mac and cheese.
There you go. They have it there. White cheddar. If you find that in the wild, pick it up. Okay. It's a hard one to find.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah, it's good. It's quite good. So, yeah, the cane is floating. Clearly, this thing must be a piece of shit. I don't know. But apparently
what the fuck, man? He's a retired baseball player. He should have some fucking money, man.
I know.
Buy him a real cane.
But, I mean, if he's getting passed from team to team, he's probably not making good baseball money. He's probably got a nest egg, at least. He's got something. But I wouldn't think he might be... What are they called? They're not like second string or anything like that. They're like your backups of your backups.
They're called bums, Steve.
Bums. Got it. That's the terminology there, then.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball terminology.
That's official baseball terminology. Bums.
Is it really?
No.
I don't fucking know, dude. I'll go to baseball games and I'll enjoy
minor
them,
leaguers.
Well, like if they were any less on the totem pole for MLB, they would be minor leaguers.
Bench warmers.
There. That one. Bench warmers. That's yeah. I think he might have been more. That was a good
movie too.
That was fun. Yeah. It's a fun movie. So he may have been more of a bench warmer. However, he fucking crushes a baseball later on in the game, splits that thing open like he's in the Sandlot.
Yeah, I love how that guy's kid went and found it just to get it autographed.
Yeah. So, yeah, we
got a lot of dead kids in this movie, by the way.
Do we?
Well, I mean, we got one in the beginning at least.
Yeah. So I felt like you would have been pretty happy about that.
Well, yeah, it didn't help my rating.
No, definitely didn't. That's for sure. I feel like you would have at least needed 5 to kick it up one more point. I would think.
I would say 5 is a good threshold there.
Okay. Well,
that's good.
Yeah, that's good threshold.
If this got 5 dead kids, I might, like you said, bumped it up 1 star. I'm not going to spoil what my rating is until we get to the end, but
we'll get to it. Okay, we'll go back to like the father falling in the pool, Kane's floating. The reason why he fell into the pool is because he saw a baseball in the water. So he was trying to get that.
We went from a boat to a baseball.
Yeah, so now the pool is just spitting up all sorts of shit. But later on, it does spit up another boat. So I don't know if maybe that's his thing to lure people in. It's like, hey, check out my friggin' small ass motorboat.
It's just the kids, though. The little kids that see the boats. It chooses to use the boat as bait, essentially.
Yeah.
For kids.
For kids, I guess. I mean, I'd be like, oh, fuck, I'm going to ride it. No. But I'm also a big fucking child who eats Kraft mac and cheese for dinner.
Hey, Steve, that's not even a bad thing. Now I want Kraft mac and cheese.
Now our audience wants Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah, now we want a fucking sponsorship. Kraft.
Robert Kraft, you know what's up.
No, wrong Kraft.
Oh, someone Kraft. I don't know. Wait, he doesn't own Kraft?
No, I don't think that's a thing, Steve.
The Kraft family?
No.
Really? No?
No, he just owns the massage parlors and the Patriots.
Oh, good for him. I haven't been to those yet.
There's one he really likes. It's in Florida somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Those. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his business. He just owns a bunch of massage parlors?
Or no, on the side.
On the side,
He frequents them. He doesn't own them. He frequents them.
He frequents them. Got it. Good for him. But I feel like you don't get a lot of bang for your buck, those things.
Oh, he does.
He gets something.
Oh, he absolutely does.
Well, good for him then. I mean, if that's his thing, that's his thing.
That's his thing.
That's his thing.
I think he's in his 80s now.
Yeah.
And he's got infinite money. Absolutely.
You would think you'd go elsewhere. Maybe kick it up a notch.
No.
All right. Well, I mean, he can go slum it up all he wants. But
He ain't slumming it up.
Well, maybe he isn't. But I mean, sometimes you have to have McDonald's. Sometimes you have to have something shitty in order to appreciate something good.
Steve, did you just call McDonald's shitty?
No, I'm saying if you want a nice steak, you're not going to eat a fucking nice steak every night because then it's going to just seem like the norm. So you have to have McDonald's or whatever to balance it out before you have a fucking $300 steak.
I don't like how you're talking about McDonald's right now. Let's move on.
We can say something different then.
Dude, McDonald's is like fine dining. What the fuck?
White Castle.
No, we can't get that around here, though.
Don't worry about it. You just shit your brains out after you're done eating it.
I know. It's because of those delicious onions.
Oh, yeah. They've probably been sitting around for fucking ages.
I don't care. They taste good. I had White Castle once when I was in New Jersey. It was delicious.
Oh, I've got a fun little White Castle story.
Oh, yeah. Tell me.
I don't know if I've told it here before. So we were on tour, and Sam and John, they decide they're going to go to White Castle. And what they do is they get this thing, it's called a briefcase. And it's like 20-something White Castle burgers. So they were sharing it between the two of them, which is fine. Whatever.
I could see Sam putting away one of those by himself.
I've seen him put away a lot of food. He can eat like you wouldn't believe. So they're eating the White Castle's burgers, which is fine. Nothing wrong there. So this is summer, like dead ass summer. It's like 90 degrees out. It's hot. So they don't finish all the burgers. So what they decide to do is they decide to leave these burgers in the van. And they just proceed to eat them the next day. And then I think they finally polished it off a day later. So they're eating these White Castle burgers that have been sitting in a hot van for 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they have diarrhea afterwards?
The farts, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It was the worst smell I've ever smelt in my entire life.
I can't imagine being in that van because when we did our New Jersey trip, everyone was shitting our pants in that thing, and it was bad.
Okay, so if everyone's shitting the pants like on one day, just in New Jersey and back, take that and multiply it by 10 days.
Oh,
and 3 of those days, pure toxicity coming straight out of their ass. It is an absolute nightmare. And Corey, I mean, my eyes are watering because of the amount of methane in that fucking van was horrific. Like, I was having a hard time breathing in there. So here's the problem. This is New York.
The problem hasn't happened yet?
No, but wait, there's more.
Okay.
So the problem is we're driving up to Canada. We're getting ready to hit the Canadian border. So we get to the Canadian border, and the guys want to spray the van with all sorts of stuff, like Febreze or whatever. And I'm like, if you fucking do that, they're going to get even more suspicious. So all the way to Canada, we're just fucking having to soak in this toxic fart smell. And we get to the border, and they pulled us out immediately because they're like, we want to check the van. I'm like, oh, fucking A, because the smell. It was horrific smelling. They probably thought we were carrying dead bodies over the fucking border. For all they know. It was horrible, man. They let us through, though. But after all that was said and done, we went right to the closest fucking car wash and just cleaned the shit out of the van because it smelled so bad. It was in the seats. The smell was just, it seeped into everything. Horrible.
Sounds like a good trip.
I think it was in my skin.
That's why you scrubbed the van, because of the farts?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was so bad, man. Like, I had to stick my head out the window while all that was happening. We're driving, and I'm like a fucking dog driving, hoping to not be a hereditary type situation.
Yeah, I don't want to clip your head off on a telephone pole.
Nope. Don't want that. So that's the fart story. That's the White Castle story.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can get back into it, though, because we only have so much time left to fucking review this movie. So we haven't even touched like the tip of the iceberg here. We are still towards the very beginning, but I can say this. Not a lot happens anyways. We'll jump to the scene where the father ends up swallowing the black water.
Yeah, so they're having a pool party with like the whole neighborhood to welcome them to the neighborhood. And I laughed so hard when Ray was like talking to that kid about playing chicken.
Okay, yeah.
Because I used to play chicken in the pool. I'm sure we all did. Yeah, it was fun. So they tried to play chicken with Ray and this other kid versus his other two people. And Ray just starts dragging this kid underwater and like grasping his thighs so hard that he had black and blues on his thighs. And then what the fuck came out of the pool? The drain that he inhaled.
Pool demon? I don't know.
We're going to call it a pool demon.
Pool demon. It was the pool demon that fucking...
I like that.
Okay, yeah. It was the pool demon. So the pool demon seeped its way into his insides. Don't know. Actually, he went underwater and he, like, I guess, inhaled it in. And then he started pulling this kid to the deep end and trying to drown him. And we'll find out later why he was doing that. But he's dragging him to the deep end. And they're both underwater, and obviously they have to get the kid out of the water. He's black and blue, and the father is basically kind of dead fish as they pull him out of the pool. They do the CPR, all that shit. They did CPR to the both of them just to get the fucking water out. So that happens. Next scene. This is where Eve's starting to realize that something is fucking going on with this pool. That some shit is happening. Like, she experienced it when she was swimming at night. Something weird was happening. The daughter experienced something weird happening. So did the son. They all experienced this weird shit. So the mother, now she's starting to go into this detective mode. And this is where I was talking about, like, bad shit happening. Or actually, prior to her being super detective, she decides that they all need to get the fuck out of there. And the father, he's in the passenger seat. They start driving away, and he starts oozing, like, the black water. So what that tells me is that he's now not able to leave. He's not allowed to leave the house for some reason. Like, the black water won't let him.
Yeah, he's bound to it somehow.
He's somehow bound to it. Okay, so the father had this stuff just fucking oozing out of him. Like, it wouldn't let him leave the house, this pool demon. I think the pool demon had its grasp on him. So
the pool demon.
Pool demon. Yeah, the pool demon. So the mother decides she's going to go pay a visit to the previous owners of the house because she was told that the daughter went missing from the pool, something like that. She goes and meets the mother, the previous owner, and then what happens is she finds out from the previous owner that nearby is a well, and it grants wishes. It's a special well.
And it's so fucking stupid.
It's so fucking dumb. I actually had to pause the movie and rewind it just to fucking get an idea of what the hell they were just like describing, because I didn't know how to write it down in the notes. I was like,
yeah, I was a little confused also. Like, what the this is so dumb.
I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so there's a special well. It's got super secret special water, grants wishes, but it requires a sacrifice. So we find out that the mother, who was the previous owner, sacrificed her daughter to this water to save her son, who was terminally ill. So, okay, one kid for another. Okay.
So Rebecca, the girl we see get, I'm assuming, sucked into the drain at the beginning of the movie, was intentionally sacrificed by her mother to save her son.
Yeah. Yeah. So now
I hate
Eve hears all that shit. She starts seeing the black water coming out of the tubes, and it's crying, like coming out of the old owner's eyes and stuff like that. And Corey, oh my God, this whole scene, not only like was this absolute lunacy, like what they were explaining, because yes, their pool, it's well water. But there's plenty of other places that are using that well water, not to mention if it's a fucking well that they're getting their main source of water from, if they're drinking the water out of the faucet, that shit's already in them.
So it would have made perfect sense to make it that they built this house on an Indian burial ground.
Absolutely. Would have made way more sense. So now it's
but
like...
yeah, they did this dumb shit instead.
So by that, they can't be the only secret pool that has this issue. There's got to be plenty of other pools in this fucking neighborhood that also have this problem, because it's not like one house is going to be the sole house that has the well water going into it. Let's get like their neighbors. If their neighbors have a pool, same thing's going to happen. So their pool isn't special. It's this fucking well. So I don't know whether this pool is like a conduit to the fucking well or whatever. It's fucking so, I don't know. It blew my mind hearing this whole explanation. And I'm like, none of that makes sense. I know how well water works. Multiple people use the same source. So, okay, maybe their pool is like a super secret fucking evil demon pool, whatever. But if the neighbors are drinking that well water, they're now fucking part of this well. I don't know. There's plot holes. This is where plot holes happen, because that shit doesn't make sense.
Yeah, lots of plot holes. None of it made sense.
None of it made any sense whatsoever. So,
and they could have made it so much better than it was. I honestly thought we were gonna get some sort of like M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Not at all. Not even M. Night Shyamalan could be this creative.
No M. Night Shyamalan ding dong twist. So we see the whole explanation, and the mother goes back, and the son, he falls into the pool, but this time he hears his cat on one of the floats, because the cat went missing earlier in the film, and as soon as he heard the cat, he's like, oh my God, it's so-and-so. So he's trying to go to the pool. He's thinking his cat's on a fucking pool float, and it turns out it was like some sort of ghost or whatever that was trying to lure him in and pulls him into the water. And now he's being pulled into what I like to think of is what is it called? I actually noted it. Let me pull this up, because it reminded me of Get Out, the sunken place. Mm-hmm. So when I'm watching this, I'm like, that reminds me a lot of the sunken place, because they're able to go down so far, and in the background they see like the pool like really small. So I'm like, this is like the sunken place in fucking Get Out. Okay, sure. So this kid is being pulled in, and they have this this pool cover. So it started closing up the pool just to, I don't know, maybe to keep the kid contained so they can pull him in.
This is also the moment when something happens in the movie for the first time.
Yeah, first time. This is 30 minutes, I think, from the end of this movie. Maybe 20 minutes to the end of this movie. So
yep. We finally got a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, a little bit of excitement. No, like this is where kind of a lot of chaos starts happening, and also a lot of lunacy, like with the father being basically possessed. So the daughter is trying to stop the cover from automatically being like rolled up and just covering the pool entirely, because her brother is down there. She's stopping it. The mother comes by. She's trying to help them fucking roll the thing back in. And mother's like, go get help. Oh, God. Corey, this scene actually made me jump a little bit, because she slipped in the kitchen and there was like a broken glass on the floor and just fell hand first on the broken glass. I'm like, oh.
She fucking deserved it, too, for being a dickhead to her brother the whole movie.
She was a douche to him.
Dude, she threatened to put Tide Pods in his fish tank if he told the parents that she had her fucking dumb boyfriend over.
She literally decided, like, yes, I'm going to commit animal cruelty if you tell mom and dad.
Yeah, I almost fucking popped a champagne bottle when she fell on the glass. Bitch.
What a bitch. So the mother decides...
She's like 12, and I'm calling her a bitch.
Whatever. She sucks. She can't be having boys over like that anyways. And I don't know. Rebellious 12-year-old. Who knows? Actually, she might be teen. Whatever.
I did kind of cringe a little bit, though, when she pulled it out of her hand, because that was not a small piece of glass.
No, that was a fucking ginormous chunk. Like, just... I don't know, man. That thing was gnarly. So the mother, she grabs a fucking hose And this was kind of ingenious. I was looking at your notes and you said that. So why don't you talk about that? Because it made sense to me, like, that you thought this was a good idea.
Yeah, so basically the mother saw that it was the kid, right? It was Elliot.
Yeah.
It was Elliot that was basically drowning in the pool, and she decides to jump into the pool to try and save him, but it's a pool. Generally, in-ground pools are not big. But for whatever reason, whenever somebody jumps in the pool in this movie, it's like they're swimming in the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
So she grabs a hose and ties the hose around the diving board. I had no idea what she was doing, but she grabs the other end of it and dives into the water, and she's diving into the abyss to find her kid.
Mm-hmm.
And she's using the hose as sort of a snorkel so she can get fresh air from, above the surface.
Smart.
I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, it was a good move on her part. Probably the smartest thing anyone did in this whole movie.
Yeah. So at some point, she loses track of the hose because she needs to go deeper into this sunken place to save her son. She gets him, but they're surrounded by ghosts, and in the distance is the small ass pool. But the girl at the very beginning, Rebecca was her name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they bump into Rebecca, and Rebecca shows them the way. And I'm thinking to myself the whole time, how are they fucking breathing for so long? They're holding their breath for God knows how long at this point.
Oh, yeah. I thought the same thing at the beginning when Elliot decides he wants to do that quarter toss game in the pool.
Yeah.
How is this little kid holding his breath? He was underwater for 10 minutes in the movie.
None of didn't make any sense.
Real time? What the hell? Is he a fish?
Yeah, they're all fucking fishes, apparently. All of them are they have this crazy breathing ability to just be underwater for God knows how long. Because these
he's like a
scenes
Zora from Zelda.
Yeah, fucking didn't make any sense whatsoever. So the mother and the son, they find their way back. Oh, we didn't talk about the father, the possessed dad going after the sister. And oh my God, man. This, when I saw this, again, secondhand cringe. When
How she goes after him with a baseball bat?
No, before this, where
Okay.
she's trying to hide from him, and he finds her, and he goes, "You didn't say polo." Like Marco Polo.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was speechless. Absolutely speechless.
You know what made me speechless? How fucking awful the CGI was when they were underwater.
Oh, it was so bad.
It looked like they just cut out a person and pasted it on construction paper of water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Sure, they probably used green screen or whatever, but it did not look like it at all. And for a movie that probably had a pretty large budget, they failed at making this look believable.
Oh, man. It looks so bad. I've done green screen stuff, especially with when I was streaming, things like that. I know how to use that shit. So whatever they fucking did, God knows what, because this movie was next level cringe. It was so bad. It was so bad. Oh my God. So
this is one of those movies where I was pausing it and just looking at how much time was left on the playthrough.
Yep.
That doesn't happen to me all the time, and I know we've reviewed several movies where this has happened, but for me this was another one. I wanted it to end so bad.
Oh, man, I was ready for this movie to end. I knew we were getting to the end though, because the father was possessed. The mother is having the big struggle with the son, trying to get him out of there. We are I know this is it, the end. This is the finale. So mother gets the son out of the pool. The father's still possessed at this point. So the whole family's by the poolside. Well, actually, no. The father is poolside, and he's trying to say that, the son needs to be sacrificed. And I'm thinking son needed to be sacrificed so that way he can be cured of MS, which makes sense. Because it's a wish. You're wishing well. It requires sacrifice. Whatever. So the sister takes a baseball bat, fucking hits him in the knee. The father goes down, and he starts puking up the black water. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I don't know. So the father pukes all that stuff up. He apologizes. Realizes that the son is tied to the pool somehow. He's also kind of suffering the black water effect. Blackwater effect, I'll say it. I don't know. The father goes, the pool requires a sacrifice, and he decides to walk in and sacrifice himself instead of his son. And then they bury the pool, or they fill it in. And that's it. End scene, fade to black. That's it. They don't decide to move. They just decide to fucking fill up the pool. And that's it.
Yeah, I hate that they left it open for a sequel. Like, I hope this movie bombed enough where it doesn't get a sequel. But I said the same thing about Smile, and that is getting a sequel.
Yep. Well, Smile did good in theaters.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I didn't think it was all that great. Another scene in it where someone's like becoming a detective and they're trying to figure out why the hell this is all occurring. So It's in every fucking horror movie these days. There's like a template that people now follow, and this one had the template, the fucking play-by-play, the just buy the books. This is how the movie goes. It's just a different story. All the fucking same. So I think we can get into it. Oh, wait. You know what? I'm going to dive into this a little bit. So the only way there'd be a sequel is that if the neighbor also had a pool. And it's just the whole neighborhood has these super haunted pools that people are just going missing in. And then they call it fucking night swim pool party.
You just gave them ideas, dude. That's going to happen now. You know how this works.
I know. The profit. That's how it's going to happen.
We're going to have to get a lawyer so we can send out some cease and desists.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'll have one soon.
You're getting all your lawyer knowledge from Suits, so.
I am. I'm getting all of that knowledge. Maybe I should just go to school, become a lawyer, and save our asses. So that way we can just make the big bucks. And then I'll use that money to pay off all those fucking student loans I'm going to take out. It's going to be completely counterintuitive.
I like that idea. You should totally do that.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. I think we can just get into it, Corey. What do you give Night Swim?
So I'm going to give this 1 out of 2 out of 5. From the way I talked about it, you probably wouldn't have expected that. But this movie had a ton of potential. It fell flat on its face. Mm-hmm. I'm giving it credit, actually, for a great score. And I thought some of the camera work was really cool. I liked some of the underwater scenes. They looked great. And I think it could have benefited from an R rating. But for the most part, this was a huge letdown for me. Like I said, the trailer, it sold me a lot on this movie like a trailer is supposed to do. But I thought it was going to be something else. I really did.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that you went with a 2 out of 5, but good for you on giving it at least some credit. Because I can agree, underwater scenes, I would think are pretty hard to pull off. They're starting to get better now with it because, like, with the advancements of cameras, things like that. But for the longest time, that was like a hard thing to do, is fucking film underwater. And not to mention you can't get the sound anyways, but they're not really putting fucking mics underwater. All that shit's done in post. So for me, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5, Corey. This movie, I was pretty uninvested for the most of it. Nothing stood out to being cool and notable other than the shit talking that we did. When I saw Blumhouse, I was optimistic. The story was unique, but ultimately it got so damn cheesy between the horrible CGI from Rebecca's mom's crying to finding out the well for where the water comes from requires a sacrifice to grant wishes. There's no backstory on that at all. So we just have to take it at face value. It's just a known secret. And part of me thinks that they're also drinking this water from the tap. So, I mean, how does that play out? I have no plans to watch this again. I thought there's too many plot holes. The story's ridiculous. I will give it credit. The camera angles are good. Score actually was pretty good too. So it's not even something I thought about because I was having to be put through this lunacy.
I know, and I'm sure we're going to find all of this out in the sequel because inevitably it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I read an interview with the director.
No.
And I'm sure we'll review it, even though we hated the first one.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Like, you know what? Sorry, not sorry. You think that maybe as the director is watching this, he's like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. And then, like, after he watches it, do you think the director is still like, yeah, this is awesome?
Yep, I do.
You know what? Good for them.
Because you can. How many movies have been reshot because of crap that just they decided afterwards? They're just like, nah, this isn't good.
Mm-hmm. Plenty. Yeah.
Plenty of movies. They didn't do it with this one.
No, this one's just right for it. Blumhouse was like, yep, greenlight it. Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know what the budget was. I don't know what it made, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah, it wasn't for me either. Shit was missing. This must have been rushed to get out. Maybe they had such a short span of time because the CGI needed work and the story must have been shat out because there's so much that's missing. We got like no backstory or whatever. Yeah. So Night Swim 2, Pool Party, that's maybe we'll find out the whole lineage of this fucking well.
Night Swim 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Every time.
Can't help it.
Oh, man.
I'm looking at Box Office Mojo on it right now, actually.
Oh, are you?
I don't even see U.S. numbers.
You don't even see any U.S. numbers for Box Office Mojo?
Well, domestic,
Which is us.
yeah, so say like 11 mil.
Okay.
Gross, 32 mil.
So not a bomb at all.
Not a bomb at all. I don't know that it played in theaters around us anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it in theaters.
But I don't know. The PG-13 rating kind of, I think, really hurt it.
Because then we probably could have gotten a blender scene from that trap.
Yeah, instead we got a paper cut.
Well, that was more than a paper cut.
Dude, also, we never talked about the scene where Elliot was in the pool and he went over to the pool filter and stuck his arm in it.
Oh,
I got huge It vibes. This was straight out of It.
Same. Big time same. Yeah, when he just reached in and it's like, I have your toy here. I'm like, come on, this is borderline a ripoff of
Legit,
It.
like Pennywise just hanging out in the fucking pool.
Yeah. Hello,
filter.
Georgie.
Yeah, it was right out of It. Like when It did it back in, I don't know if, so obviously they did it in the remakes, but I haven't seen the TV show in so long. I don't know if that particular thing happened then.
It does, but it's not.
It does? Okay.
But it's not graphic. What you see in the the TV version is that Pennywise opens his mouth up and then it just kind of fades to black. You just assume that the kid got fucking annihilated. But in the remake, that's when you actually see Georgie's arm get fucking bit off, and I popped in the theater.
Oh yeah, that was a huge pop moment.
Dude, I was dating this girl at the time, and we're like, let's go see It. I'm like, yeah, I'm down. As soon as we saw it happen, her and I went, yes!
Yeah, that was a huge moment, like a iconic moment in cinema history now. But he tried to recreate it in this movie, and it's clear that he took his influence from there for it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And it fucking failed horribly.
Yeah, it was cheesy, but it was weird seeing that person in the drain, in the trap or whatever you want to call it, filter.
Yeah, pool filters.
Yeah, pool filters. That's right. So yeah, it was weird seeing that person in the pool filter. When I saw it, I was like, oh, what the fuck? So it wasn't a jump scare. It was just like, oh, weird. Okay. None of this was scary. None of it really made me jump other than the girl falling on glass by accident, but that was gnarly.
Yeah, that was the best scene, I think. The girl falling on glass.
Probably. The best scene of the whole movie is the girl falling on glass. And she didn't die or anything. She just got up like it was just another day at the office. All right, everyone, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and YouTube. Leave us a 5-star review on all podcast platforms so we can get some more exposure. Of course, tell your friends. Both our intro and outro music are courtesy of Andrew Scott Bell. Be sure to check out Andrew on all major streaming platforms. And if you see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey on vinyl in the wild, be sure to pick it up. We're also part of the Shining Wizards Network. Be sure to visit shiningwizardsnetwork.com. They're an awesome podcast network ranging from wrestling to heavy metal, horror, all that good stuff. So check that out. Visit 30screamsorless.com for all previous episodes and transcripts to go with those episodes. Also, check out beardoctane.com for their whole line of grooming supplies, and be sure to use the code 30screams10 at checkout for 10% off your order. And if there's anything you want us to review, send an email to 30screamsorless@gmail.com or hit us up on social media. Use hashtag 30screamsorless. And also, we have some awesome merch for sale on our website, so definitely check that out. If you go to our website, at the very top, there's a shop link. Click that link, and you'll see all sorts of shirts, hats, mugs, things like that. If you buy it, it helps going towards our hosting costs. I'm Steve.
I'm Corey.
And thanks for listening to 30 Screams or Less. And don't forget to drink your beans.